Okay, so it is Write a Movie with us, and it is week 4. Now, last week we had 3 very different pitches that I threw out to you guys, and it was up to you guys to come up with the pitch that you liked the best. Now, it was a very close call between pitch 1 and pitch 2, but ultimately pitch 1 kind of got it. And pitch 1 was: the future is here. With computers, smartphones, and digital technology, we are truly living in a new age. But what about the communities struck with poverty and crime that are left behind? Looking for his break, documentary filmmaker John Smith takes on a local urban legend serial killer who maimed and tortured within a housing block many years ago. As he begins to investigate the legend, he finds that all is not as it seems with the block, and the residents may know more than they let on. So I absolutely agree that this is a concept that has a lot of potential, a lot of avenues for different elements of suspense, horror, thriller, and we could go down any one of those routes, or go down all of those routes. One thing in my mind right now is, because it was very close with concept number 2, that seemed to be quite popular as well. Is there a way to combine both of these elements? So the photographer and the legend of the thing coming out the photo, is there a way that can be worked into the first one? Perhaps there isn't, perhaps there is. That's a question for you guys. But this week we need to really look at where this is going to be set, and how this housing block is going to be, along with the characters that are going to inhabit it, and also John Smith and anyone who's with John Smith, or anyone that John Smith encounters. So in terms of location, someone suggested it could be in a foreign country. I'm not sure that's the right way to go, because we'll be working with Tim to create some sort of visual concepts. It's probably better to keep it in a place that's local, which is difficult to say when a lot of you guys are in the US, I'm in the UK, but somewhere kind of known to us. So if we were to say, when this was done, let's make the movie now, it would be filmable, essentially, I think, is something to really keep in mind. But saying that, we can definitely play on the fact it's a foreign territory, and almost a territory that time's left behind. So the question is, how many residents are still in this building, and what kind of residents are there? Imagine they maybe be quite old, mysterious. Maybe they seem normal at first, but then they kind of descend more and more into madness, essentially. They're already at madness, but we see them transform into that. Or is the building a lot more empty? And is there only perhaps one family that lives near the top that John is investigating? He's the one that's talking to this family, and it's them that capture this film crew, and the rest of the apartment's actually abandoned, and it has been for a very long time. And you play on the fact that it's really old and almost stuck in the past. So there's the houses are very like 80s, or really old and dusty and all that kind of thing, and if they're in traps, there's plenty of places for them to be, because everything's relatively empty, just forgotten in a sense. And I'm sure in my hometown, your hometown, there's plenty of empty buildings, empty apartment blocks, and they just seem to be forgotten by the council or by the government. And who knows what actually goes on in there. So we need to think about that. We need to think about John Smith. What kind of character is he? Why is he a filmmaker? Why is his career not taking off? Is he just not getting the films he needs? And who does he work with? Does he have a partner, a girlfriend? Does he have a group of crew that he takes with him to film this film that he wants to make? Who are these characters? What makes them tick? So feel free to explore as many of those characters as you want. Create backstories for those characters, create sort of interesting dynamics. All that kind of stuff is going to be really, really useful this week. And creating a sense of history for this town that it's set in. So what is this urban legend? Let's tell the story of the urban legend in the comments. What actually happened in this housing block? How is this housing block? What's it like? What was it like? All that kind of stuff. We really need to to get a flavour for this world now that we're creating. And we're going to do that through the locations and through the characters. So get down into the comments below, start thinking about those things. Do come back as much as possible, daily, every couple of days. Once you've got an idea down, come back, explore that idea, perhaps explore other ideas with other people, engage, collaborate. The more discussion that we can get going, the better that these ideas will be. And do think about the thing I said at the start. Do we try and incorporate both those pitches into one thing? Is that something that's a good idea? Is that a bad idea? Should we just continue the way we have? But let's really work on getting this story and these characters down this week. Go into the comments and I'll see you there, and I'll see you every day